Hello everyone, distinguished guests, colleagues, and fellow educators. We begin with a timeless reminder from Chanakya. The teacher is the maker of the nation. This quote captures the essence of our journey today. Teachers are not simply transmitters of knowledge. They are nation builders, shaping the moral fabric, resilience, and future of Malaysia. A nation is built by its citizens, but those citizens are molded by teachers. Educators work with the living staff of society, the minds and hearts of young people, to shape character, honor, and integrity. When we talk about nation building, we must recognize that teachers are the architects of the future. Without them, policy remains paper and vision remains dream. Anatomy of a nation builder. What makes a teacher a nation builder? Well, it is not just a professional mastery, but also personal qualities. Personal qualities include subject expertise, planning, and digital skill. Personal qualities include compassion, empathy, patience, and values. Together, these qualities create educators who inspire, guide, and nurture. It is this balance of head and heart that transforms classrooms into incubators of national progress. In the past, teachers were authority figures, focused on rote learning, students memorize, repeat, and obey. But the 21st century demands something different. Today, teachers are friend, philosopher, and guide. They act as a substitute parents, mentor, and facilitators. They prepare students not just to pass exam, but to navigate a complex digital and uncertain world. Malaysia education journey reflects our nation groups. 1956, the Razak Report laid the foundation of unity. 2013 to 2025, the Education Blueprint expanded access. 2026 to 2035, the RPM blueprint emphasized quality, resilience, and future readiness. This evolution showed a clear trajectory from access to effectiveness to excellence. We are now entering a phase where quality and resilience are the benchmark of the success. The motto of RPM 2026 to 2035 is powerful, merapatkan jurang, meningkatkan mutu, meraih kejayaan bersama, bridging gaps, raising quality, achieving success together. This is not just a slogan, it is a call to action. It reminds us that education must be equitable, inclusive, and future ready. It must prepare generation for a post-COVID AI integrated landscape. The vision is Insan Sejahtera, the wholesome human. We aim to nurture individuals who are civilized, knowledgeable, skilled, resilient, confident, and adaptable. This vision is holistic. It is not about producing workers alone, but citizens who embody values, wisdom, and resilience. Three major drivers shape this reform. Well, first, artificial intelligence, shifting curriculum towards personal learning and future readiness. Second, post-COVID resilience, addressing the digital divide and ensuring systematic strength. And lastly, digital competency, moving beyond basic literacy to mastery for all students. As FND Iwan Mator said, the key difference is the transition from expanding access to emphasizing quality. The RPM blueprint rests on seven strategic thrusts. First, curriculum reform. Second, student development. Third, teacher competency. Fourth, infrastructure and digitalization. Fifth, partnership. Sixth, sustainability. And lastly, governance. Each thrust is interconnected, forming a comprehensive framework for transformation. Curriculum Persekolahan 2027 will renew focus on literacy and numeracy foundation. Bahasa Melayu and history are now compulsory passes across all streams, including international and UEC. There is also a strategic push for STEM, encouraging enrollment in pure science field. This trust ensures that our curriculum is relevant, rigorous, and rooted in national identity.
Trust 2. Student development. Student development emphasizes holistic growth. Preschool entry begins at age 5, with flexible year 1 entry at age 6. Explicit focus on adab, manners, mental health, and resilience. A shift from exam oriented culture to centralized learning assessments. This trust recognizes that education is not just about grades, but about nurturing balanced, resilient individuals. Trust 3. Empowering the nation builder. Teachers are at the heart of this blueprint. Administrative burdens will be reduced, allowing teachers to focus on teaching. Well-being is prioritized with dedicated mental health support. Continuous professional development ensures teachers remain relevant and empowered. This trust embodies the principle when teachers thrive, students succeed. Trust 4. Infrastructure and digitalization. Future-ready schools are the goal. High-speed internet will be mandated for all institutions. AI-powered personalized learning and smart classrooms will be rolled out. This trust ensures that every child, regardless of location, has access to modern digital learning environments. Trust 5. Strategic partnerships. Education is a shared responsibility. Partnerships with private sector, alumni, and communities will strengthen schools. A one-stop digital platform will match school needs with stakeholder contributions. Volunteerism will engage retired teachers and alumni. Program Pendidikan Bergerak will bring education to rural areas. This trust ensures that education is not isolated but supported by society. Trust 6. Sustainability and Green TVET. Sustainability is embedded in education. Education for Sustainable Development (ESD) is a core policy. Green TVET develops technical skills for eco-friendly industries. Sustainability practices are integrated into curriculum and co-curriculum. This trust aligns education with global sustainability goals, preparing students for green economies. Trust 7. Governance and efficiency. Governance will be data-driven. Educational data warehousing (EDW) will provide insights for decision-making. Schools will enjoy guided autonomy, balancing freedom with accountability. Communication strategies will be proactive and responsive. This trust ensures that governance is efficient, transparent, and adaptive. Now, let's talk about the mandatory targets. For the students must achieve a minimum grade C in Bahasa Melayu, English, Math, and History. Besides that, they also have to get bilingual mastery in Bahasa Melayu and English. Other than that, they also need to have intermediate digital competency. And lastly, they have to be social emotional well-being. Well, these targets ensure that every student leaves school with essential academic, linguistic, digital, and emotional skills. For the system, at the system level, Malaysia aims to achieve global standards equivalent to PISA and TIMSS. Besides that, they target to ensure every institution has an icon lestari for sustainability. Besides that, they also target to guarantee inclusivity, enabling all special needs students to reach their full potential. These targets position Malaysia as a competitive, inclusive, and sustainable education system. Let's move on to the symbiosis, structure, and soul. A blueprint is just a paper until an architect brings it to life. The RPM relies on educators to humanize curriculum, AI tools, and infrastructure with values, mentorship, and nation building. It is the symbiosis of structure and soul that will determine success. As Malala Yousafzai reminds us, one child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world. Through RPM 2026 to 2035, we are building the future, one child at a time, one teacher at a time. Together, we can transform education into the foundation of a stronger, more resilient Malaysia.
Hello, hi, and greetings to everyone. My name is Muhammad Hafi Amma bin Husne Arsi, and now I'm going to talk about this segment, The Future Educator. Education is often described as the backbone of a nation, but in truth, it is the heartbeat. Today, I will share with you the vision of the future educator, a framework that connects national education goals, teacher identity, and digital innovation. This reminds us that education is not merely about examination or grades. It is about shaping holistic individuals, or what we call insan sejahtera. And the journey begins with us, the teachers, who stand at the front lines of these ever changing changes. The Rancangan Pendidikan Malaysia 2026 till 2035 is not just another policy document, it is a strategic compass to guide us into the future. Building upon Malaysian education blueprint, it seeks to close the gaps, improve quality, and ensure that no child is ever left behind. The guiding values that are stated are powerful. Mutu or quality, kemampanan, which means sustainability, beradab, which is civility, and berdaya tahan or resilience. And access serta equity, which means access and equity. These values are not abstract, they are practical commitment. For example, when we talk about sustainability, we are not only referring to environmental awareness, but also sustaining culture values and lifelong learning. And when we emphasize resilience, we are preparing our students to adapt to global change challenges, whether technological, economic, or social challenges. This vision is about building a system where every learner has the opportunity to thrive regardless of backgrounds. At the heart of RPM lies the goal of nurturing insan sejahtera, holistic individuals rooted in national education philosophy. This means developing characters, ethics, spirituality, and human dignity. It also means equipping students with bilingual proficiency such as Bahasa Melayu, which is the national language, and English, critical thinking skills, and strong sense of national identity. Imagine a classroom where students are not only fluent in multiple language but also able to think critically about global issues while remaining grounded in cultural identities. This is the shift we are making from producing exam passers to cultivating balanced beings which are intellectual, spiritual, emotional, and physical. This transformation is crucial because the challenges of the 21st century demands more than technical skills. They now demand wisdom, empathy, and resilience within the individual. As the mandate reminds us, no nation can rise above the quality of its teachers. Teachers are not just transmitter of knowledge.
We are the architects of society. We mold characters, sustain national culture, and inspire many future leaders. The profession gives us structure, our institutions, our status, and our economic attribute. The role gives us the script, our daily responsibility, our behavioral expectation. But identity gives us the soul of our individuals, our values, beliefs, and a sense of purpose. When our professional identity aligns with our role, we can achieve what we call identity role consistency. This alignment is not just theoretical, it is the foundation of sustainable well being. Without it, teachers can risk having burnouts, disillusionment, and disengagement. With it, we find authenticity, meaning, and joy in our work, which is very important for the teacher's development. It also comes hands in hand with student development. Alas, of course, the journey is not without challenges. Teachers often face cross domain conflicts. On one hand, our identity pushes us to believe in holistic growth, moral development, and being a friend plus to our students. On the other hand, the role pressures demand exam KPIs, administrative burdens, and neoliberal targets. This tension can be very exhausting, but the solution lies in alignment, which bridging who we are with what we must do. In other words, we must find the proper balance between the two. For example, when exam results are emphasized, we can still integrate values and creativity in our teaching. For example, when administrative tasks piles up, we can remind ourselves that they serve a larger purpose of accountability and improvement. This key authenticity, staying true to our values while navigating external demands. This balance is essential for resilience and long-term sustainability of our teachers. Wow, we are now witnessing a profound shift in pedagogy in today's digital era. The old way was characterized by routine memorization, isolated learning, and exam focus. The new ways now emphasizes connected global learning, meaningful understanding, and higher orders of thinking skills. Teachers are no longer sages on the stage, delivering one-way lectures to the students. Now we are facilitators of deep learning. We guide students to discover, questions, and create many things. This transformation empowers students to take ownership of their learning journey. For instances, instead of asking students to memorize historical dates, we can encourage them to analyze the cause and consequences of historical events, connecting them to current issues. Instead of focusing solely on exam preparation, we can design projects that helps foster collaboration, creativity, and critical thinking to our students. Nowadays, digital media is now the platform for students' collaboration, encouraging and nourishing students' creativity, and personalization of students' personal education. The RPM sets a goal for all students to reach intermediate digital competency by the end of this era. This is not optional, it is essential for survival in the digital age. We as teachers must embrace the process of blended learning, AI powered personalization education, and global resources such as Dilemma and other networking sources that can be found on the internet. But the digital tools must be used wisely. The principles are clearly stated that teachers curate, don't dump. What do I mean by this? Teachers should filter out and organize contents to ensure meaning in their education, not overwhelm the students with too many information. Spark and don't soliloquize the students. The use of media to trigger critical thinking and discussions between the students. The teacher should not just deliver monotonous monologues in lectures. Teacher should encourage students by using this media to trigger critical thinking and involve students in group discussions and peer thinking. Teachers should facilitate and don't dictate the education. Teachers should design slides and platforms that invite students' interaction and provide ownership. Technology is not just tools for display. It is a platform for collaboration, creativity, and personalization. When used authentically, it becomes a bridge between teachers' identity and students' engagement. To conclude everything that has been discussed, the authentic educator is the one who combines value, digital fluency, and the mission of building an insan sejahtera. Our journey is step by step. Master the medium, bridge the gap, check the mirror, and understand the aspiration. As we teachers transform ourselves, we transform the nation. The future of Malaysia begins in our classroom, and together we can achieve success. Let us remember every lesson we teach, every values we instill on the students, every innovation we embrace, contribute to the shaping of a generation. And in shaping that generation, we shape the destiny of our own nation with our own hands. That is all from me. Thank you very much.
I used to think my job was to pour knowledge into heads, like I'm topping off a gas tank. Then I realized the most powerful classrooms feel like labs. Students drive, I set the course, and guardrails. Here's how I build that, step by step, without the boring lecture marathon. Hook with a challenge, not a chapter title. Design a water filter that turns muddy water clear using only what's in your kit. I don't explain filtration yet. I drop constraints, time, and a visible goal. Curiosity flips on. I give roles, not rows, makers, testers, documenters, skeptics. Each team posts progress to a shared doc or whiteboard. I walk around with two tools, a timer and questions. What's your hypothesis? How will you know it worked? Not answers, friction that sparks thinking. I scaffold choice. Watch a 2-minute clip, read a diagram, test a micro prototype. Everyone hits the same outcome, but they choose the path. Feedback is fast and public. We do a gallery walk in the LMS discussion. 2 stars, a wish. I model one, then get out of the way. Mini lessons pop up only when needed. If 3 groups hit the same wall, I pause the room for a 5-minute huddle. Quick demo, 1 misconception, 1 success metric. Then, back to it. Reflection closes the loop. Students record a 30-second clip. What worked, what failed, what I'll try next. I drop 1 extension for early finishers and 1 safety net for stuck teams. Repeat the rhythm. Challenge, roles, choice, quick teach, peer feedback, reflection. I'm not the hero on stage. I'm the game designer tweaking levels so they can win. Do this for a week and you'll notice the shift. Hands up for help become hands up to share.